Hey, family. This is Che Willis coming back with another episode of Wealth is a Journey podcast. Guys, this is episode 119. 119 weeks of consistency, 119 weeks of getting it done. As always, we outside. For all of you who have taken this ride with me, I always like to thank you. We appreciate you. The comments, the likes, the subscriptions. We definitely appreciate it and helping to grow the message of financial literacy because we all need it. A lot of us were not taught, and us being able to get this message out from Wealth as a Journey is huge for me and huge for the people who have taken action as a result of whatever you've heard from this message, or if you've done a one-on-one coaching session with me. Appreciate it 100%. If you're a first time listener, watcher, or subscriber, thank you so much for joining us. On this podcast, we talk about faith, family, and finances, among other things. And if you are a return listener, watcher, or subscriber, thank you so much for joining us again. Hopefully, we are adding value to your lives on the way to the M's. Because as always, we are on the way to the M's. Now, speaking of the M's, we are going to talk about today, excuse me, we're going to talk about creating an environment. Creating the environment, a lot of times people have issues with because people are just living day to day. And whatever life throws at them, that's how they react to the things that life throws at them. And today we're going to talk about creating an environment instead of life throwing things at you. Like things are going to happen all the time. We understand that. But we have to create the environment that we want to live in, that we want to be able to thrive in. And I'm here to tell you that if you believe that life is just going to throw things at you, and I just have to just continue to react to those things without creating an environment, and this wherever my current situation is, that's just how life is going to be. I'm here to tell you that that is a lie. You can create the environment that you want to live in, but there are certain steps that we have to take before we get to being, right? And we all fall into a pattern in one way or another where we just want the thing, whatever the thing that we're trying to achieve, which is financial literacy or financial freedom for me and my family. And I believe in order for you to get there, you have to be the person that you need to have the thing that you want to have. Like you're not just going to pop up and be a millionaire if that's your goal. You're not just going to pop up and whatever debt that you created or was created for you is going to just be gone. Things don't work like that. Whatever you want in life, you are going to have to work for it. You are going to have to become a different person, which is going to cause you to have different behaviors and patterns in your life that you currently than what you currently have to have the things that you want to have. Hopefully that makes sense. So today, that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about creating that environment. And when I talk about creating an environment, we have to build the foundation, right? So with that foundation, it's kind of like you driving down the highway or down the road, and then you see a new housing development coming up. But before that housing development comes to be, they have to clear the trees out and the dirt, and they have to dig down into the ground and level some things out so then the foundation will be stable for the houses in this case to be built and stand. So today we're going to talk about um, creating that environment that's going to help you be able to build something, the foundation for your house to stand on. So the first thing, as far as creating that environment, is um, the number one is removing people and things out of your life that do not serve you. This is the one that we're going to probably spend the most time on, and it's very important. And if you think that your friend group or the family members or the people that you associate with do not have an effect on your life, I'm here to tell you that is another lie. Early on in this podcast, I talked about walking away. I think it was probably around episode 6 or 7. It was way early in the podcasting journey. And I talked about when I was first, graduating from college. I had a friend group that I was hanging out with, loved the guys to death. But these guys they were single, right? And I got married fairly young. I was 26, I believe, when I got married, 25, 26 when I got married. And uh, the friend group was doing single things as they should. And I was involved in the single things when I was single. And when I got married, in order for me to be a happily married man, I needed to walk away from the friend group because I wasn't in an environment for me to thrive as a married man. And so I had to walk away. So it was super lonely to be isolated. I had to isolate myself. It wasn't them that isolated me. I had to isolate myself. It was super lonely, but I remember praying for friends. Friends that kind of went in alignment with where I was trying to go. I was trying to build wealth. I was trying to be a happily married man, things of that nature. And I don't believe that you can do either one of those things hanging around a bunch of single people. And no shade to anybody who's single and you're married or whatever the case may be, but the two a lot of times don't line up. So anyway, years later, uh, when I went through my period of singleness or loneliness and things of that nature, God then provided me with friends, with friends who were married, friends who were happily married and they were thriving in their marriage as well as financially. They were building something for their families and things of that nature. So God aligned me with like-minded people who were doing the things that I was trying to do and taking care of their families and things of that nature. So I'm saying all that to say that if you are in an environment currently where the things and the people are not serving you, then you will have to walk away. Now, I'm also here to tell you that it will be lonely at times, but if you continue to pray, if you continue to believe, if you continue to walk out your journey, then I believe that God will do the same thing for you that He did for me. He provided me with the right people. Now, it did take some time in my situation. Not saying it's going to have to take that long in your situation, but I just thank God that I was patient and I waited because now I have the right friend group. We, going on vacations together, we're hanging out. Our families are hanging out. We're having married conversation, things of that nature. Now, um, you're when we're talking about a wealth perspective, if if you're not doing well financially, you might need to look around at your circle. You might need to look around at your friend group and see, are we always doing things that are detrimental to my wealth building journey? And that may be the case. Are you continuously going, eating out to your detriment? And I'm not saying that you can't spend money. I'm not saying that. But if you're going over your spending limits, and then going into the negative by going out to eat all the time or going to sporting events all the time or going on vacations all the time, doing those things that are killing your wealth, then maybe you need to slow down and maybe separate yourself until you're strong enough to be around those people and not do the things that they're doing all the time or doing the things that they're doing to your detriment. And only you know if that's the case or not. So if the friend group or the circle, maybe family, that you're hanging around uh, are not serving you, or not in alignment to where you're trying to go, then I'm here to tell you that it would be in your best interest to walk away. And so at this point in time, we're thriving, we're doing well. And in that separation period, um, I was able to be better financially because there was, drinking and things of that nature and uh things that were not again in alignment. So I'm just saying all that to say that the separation period was good for me, even though it didn't feel good at the time. But now that I'm looking back to from where I am now to where I was, it was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. That lonely period, I needed that because it helped me to be an individual too and not just follow the crowd. So hopefully what I'm saying makes sense. So number one again is people and things that do not serve you, you have to walk away from them. Right. Number two in creating an environment is reducing your expenses. Why am I saying that? We have to reduce our expenses because uh, we cannot build wealth if we're continuously building more and more and more debt. Because what's happening is you're making the banks or the car dealerships or uh, other people rich besides yourself. So think about um, the mountain. If you have a lot of debt, think about that. And what if you did not have those debts? What could you do? You could really build something for the future, like investing, whether it's in stock market, real estate, businesses, things of that nature. You can build something, right? So um, if you think about why you work, right? You work to pay bills. Like that's really why you're working. You're working to pay bills. But if you reduce those expenses, you're doing two things. You're not stressed out because you have to pay these specific bills that you created by a high car payment or a lot of student loans or a lot of credit card payments and things of that nature. If you reduce those expenses and then eliminate them, you don't have to work as hard. Then, number two, you're creating an environment for yourself to be able to thrive financially by being able to build something for the future and having the money that you're saving actually work for you to make you more money. So that's number two, right? Number two is eliminating your expenses, lowering your expenses and then eliminating them. That's number two. Number three is starting to invest. Starting to invest is huge and it's scary for a lot of people. I understand that because like me, I know a lot of people they want their money and they want it now. Like back in the day, I talked about on a couple podcast episodes ago how when I first started working my corporate job, I wanted my money and I wanted it now. And I didn't invest in my 401k for the first few years of me working at my corporate job, which is insane now that I'm thinking about it. But again, I just didn't know. So a lot of people are just ignorant, like I was, to how investing can help you in the future. Um, so I'm here to tell you that investing in stocks, real estate, businesses is going to help you later on down the line build that generational wealth and build even your net worth, right? If that's even a thing, like a lot of people don't really even care about net worth, but for those people who do care about net worth, if you just to give you an example, if you make $1 million and you spend $1 million, you are not a millionaire. I don't care how much money you make, you're not a millionaire, right? But if you make $1 million or you make $1,500,000 and then you have $500,000 in liabilities, then you are a millionaire. So, in order for you to be a millionaire, you need to either make $1 million with having no liabilities that's going to take you under that million, or you need to have assets, which are things that you're going to invest in that's going to have you be the millionaire that you want to be. So if you have houses, if you have stocks, if you have businesses that are assets that are well over a million, and then you even have liabilities, if your net is $1 million of the assets versus the liabilities, then you are a millionaire or a multimillionaire, if that makes sense. So if you were ever wondering, how do I become a millionaire? This is exactly how we're going to do it. We do number one, we walk away from the people and things that are not serving us. We're creating that environment. Number two, we are reducing our expenses and eliminating them. Because if you eliminate the liabilities and then you create the assets, which is number three, investing, then the liabilities are here, the assets are here, and as soon as you continue to reduce those liabilities and then start investing, then by default your net worth is going to go up. Your credit score is going to go up. Your stress level is going to go down. Your buying power is going to go up. Even if you do borrow money to invest in things like real estate or things of that nature, you have a plan to pay the things down because you have a track record of doing that. So when banks and things like that look at you to invest in you, then they're like, oh, well, they have a track record of paying their expenses down. So we want to invest in them at a lower interest rate. So it's going to save you a bunch of money. So when I talk about budgeting, when I talk about investing, it's not just to talk. We're talking for a purpose. We're trying to create that environment for you to thrive because people who have debt, they understand, and I had debt at one time, how stressful it is because you have to go to work, you have to get up, you have to do a lot of the different things in order to pay the bill and just paying those minimum payments and things of that nature. But if you can create that budget where you're then paying on top of the minimum payments and paying more to the principal, you're then lowering your expenses. And after the thing is paid off, we're not creating more expenses because we have money freed up. No, we're not doing that. So don't think that. We have to then continue to lower our expenses, pay off another bill, pay off more bills, pay them down, and then we can start building wealth by investing. Because I talk about it all the time on this podcast. Like it's cool to invest $50 or $100 a month, but it's even cooler to invest $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 a month or more. That's when you can really see the fruits of your labor and the plan that you're putting in place actually working and making a dent in your net worth building and your family and yourselves financial future. So uh those are the three foundational things that we need to build our house of wealth. um and I wanted to make sure that I talked about that because building wealth is a lot easier than people think, but we have to put things in place in order for those things to happen. They're not just going to just pop out of nowhere and just happen. No, it doesn't work like that. We have to put a plan in place and we have to continue to execute on that plan over and over and over again. And it will be difficult at first. I will tell you that. But as soon as you get into that pattern and that routine of doing the thing and at the same time you see the thing working, then you're going to be unstoppable. But we have to start. So if you need help, um, seek the help that you need to get you jump started. But once you get jump started, then give it at the very minimum, give it 6 months to see the progress. I talk to people all the time doing, budget coaching and follow-up calls and seeing how people are doing. And they were saying how nervous and stressed out they were at first, but then they saw the thing working as time went on. You have to give it time. We have to in order for the thing to work. And as they gave it time and they kept executing the plan, then they really saw things working. And then they were glad that they started. So that is the episode. We have to create that environment for us to thrive. Um, and if you're not in the best environment currently, you have the ability to change your situation, but we got to do it. So that's it. Thank you so much for joining us. Wealth is a journey. We will see you next week. Peace.